Good afternoon everyone, my name is Roman and welcome to Roman Rides. Today I'm sharing my quick review and a test drive of the updated 2025 Toyota Sienna. This is the Platinum trim, the highest trim, and then we'll take it for a quick spin. Let's go. Alright, 2025 Toyota Sienna. First of all, I wanted to say that I have wanted to take this vehicle for a quick test drive and review since like 2022, but unfortunately I started making a video at that time, but then the vehicle that I was making a video of at the time, it was already sold, so I had to stop making a video. And now it's been like almost 3 years since then, almost like 2.5 years. So now I'm back here. It is Toyota, courtesy Toyota in Brandon, Florida, and this is 2025 model year Toyota Sienna. There are a few of them available here, so if you're interested in buying any Toyota vehicle, including this 2025 updated Toyota Sienna, please visit this dealership. I'm not affiliated with that. So 2025, there are a few minor details that this vehicle has got updated. So we've got slightly updated the front fascia, slightly updated headlights, and the major updates, they're available in the cabin of this vehicle. So specifically Platinum model, it is equipped with 20-inch alloy wheels, 235 by 50 20-inch tires. Yeah, I see the sunroof and like 360 cameras. All of that I will show you in just a few minutes. But in terms of technical specs, this is where this vehicle really shines, because this vehicle, unlike other competitors in this class, is available with the only powertrain. It is the hybrid 2.5 naturally aspirated, working by Atkinson cycle, delivering 250 horsepower, almost 250 horsepower. So it's 245 available standard with front-wheel drive, but optionally you can equip this vehicle with all-wheel drive if you live somewhere in northern states where you have real winter. Here in Florida, obviously it makes no sense to buy an all-wheel drive vehicle unless you want to road trip a lot. That would make sense. So in terms of engine specs, this is A25AFXS, basically the same powertrain powering Crown Signia, Toyota Venza, and other vehicles in this class. So let me show you what's under the hood. So as you can see, 2.5 natural aspirated. It combines two type of fuel injection. So it's a direct and it's MPI. So it's split power delivery, split fuel delivery, as well as direct power delivery. So you have two rows of injectors here, so you shouldn't worry too much about carbon buildup. At the same time, it still delivers 36 miles per gallon. It's both highway and city driving, which is just amazing and impressive in terms of, especially considering how large this vehicle is, the weight of this vehicle, and how many people it can actually haul. So considering all of that, this is just amazing fuel economy here. Of course, if we are talking about ride quality, some may be really suspicious or maybe really, perplexed, like why would you need 20-inch wheels on a family minivan, especially if you're looking for fuel efficiency. But just wait a few minutes until I take it for a quick test drive, because I want to say this, regardless of the vehicle, 20-inch wheels available here on this trim, the ride quality is just spectacular. I mean, somehow Toyota managed to do that, but wait a few minutes until I take it for a quick test drive. And then number two, like why would you buy this vehicle at all? It all starts from the configurability and how this actual cabin can be configured in terms of how many people you can haul and how many packages, how many suitcases you can haul. So first of all, you can see that the third row is currently folded down. So you have two captain chairs available there. I'll get back to that in just a few minutes. So in order to fold them up, you do like this. You fix it again. So let me show you the example of how this happens using this seat. So as you can see, first of all, you have to use this lever. Secondly, you have to pull this rope. Just a second. Yep. So now you can fix it in place. So we will do the same here. So basically you can have 7 people. Although I don't think that all 7 will be set comfortably, probably the second row passenger they will have the most available comfort in this cabin, but third row passengers, even though they are slightly cramped, if we are talking about adults, for example, if you're talking about children, no problem at all. So on top of that, you will have your own AC vents available. You will have your own sunshades available. Take a look. You will have your own cup holders, volume button. You can connect your headphones, as well as USB Type-C 2 charging ports available there. You have additional power outlet. It is 120 volts, 1500 watts, like a household style. Then you can again fold everything back like this, Then again, in a reverse order, you put this lever down, and now you see you have just enormous space, enormous cavernous space here available for hauling stuff, for hauling people, for Ubering or door dashing, I don't know, whatever you'd like. Obviously you have the power trunk lid. Now back to the second row. So you push this button, power sliding doors for both sides of the vehicle, and now this vehicle shines, especially in this platinum trim level. So you see you have this super huge leg support, which we call Ottoman support or Ottoman support, whatever you call that. So the seat can be reclined, the seat back can be reclined, you can slide it forward and backward, and as well as you can use this Ottoman support. It's also heated, not ventilated specifically, but it's also heated. So take a look how I would sit here. Wow, it's just enormous. Then you have the TV screen, so you can play something, video, music for your children, for your friends, whatever. You have HDMI port available here. You have individual armrests. It's a perforated leatherette. It's not like genuine leather from what I know. You have 4-zone climate control, heated seats. You can adjust the climate settings using these buttons, or you can rely on your driver, but the driver can lock this this adjustment block so that you cannot control that, so that the driver only will be able to control that. But it's all configurable, obviously. Now you have the fridge. So fridge is available for your beverages, for ice cream. 2 stages of fridge available here. Then you have a vacuum cleaner. So you can vacuum after you have hauled people, after you, for example, you're working as an Uber driver, Uber Black or whatever, and you had kids and they scattered something here, and so there is a mess, so for example, and then you can take your hose, you can connect the hose to this insert here available, and then you can turn it in and then turn it off. HDMI to USB Type-C, fridge, hose, household style vacuum cleaner, another household style outlet available, 1500 volts. You can slide it backwards and forwards. You have sunshades available for the second row passenger as well. You have electronic power windows, obviously. They go almost all the way down, almost. Black ceiling, individual AC vents, and all that stuff. Additional 2 cup holders available here. So huge amount of space, and you have 2 buttons. You have 3 ways of actually closing the door. The first way, there is a sensor, so you can configure that. But basically, there is sensor here. Yeah, you see, it will feel that there was a lag, so it can close the door automatically. As well as you can push this button, or you can pull the handle, or there is another button if you're sitting inside the vehicle. So a lot of options available here. Let me check. It takes regular gas, power folding mirrors, you have power operated seats, 10 airbags, 12 speakers of JBL system including subwoofer. You have power operated steering wheel, it's tilting and telescoping. You have fully digital and adjustable digital gauge cluster. You have heads-up display. You have automatic collision avoidance system, automatic braking, driving forward and driving backward. You have a heads-up display. As I mentioned, 12 speakers, 2 memory seat positions, power folding mirrors. All windows are automatic, obviously. It's soft touch molded injection plastic available here, but this one is not, but everything else is. So this is the first part. The closest part to you is soft touch injected molded plastic available here. You have some contrast stitching, you have your glove box, just enormous size glove box, and you have this shelf available here, and you can put something here, it will not fly off. Then you have a wireless charger available there, another USB type A, so you can, for example, put your dash cam and you can charge it here. The lever of planetary gear set, there is no conventional automatic transmission. You have 2 cup holders, 1, 2, and then you have 2 more here, 3, 4. And then this is where you keep your hoses for the vacuum cleaner. If you don't want to keep them there, it's just a huge storage plus 2 USB Type-Cs. It's just enormous. In terms of ergonomics, it is very convenient that they located and placed the armrest here. It is very ergonomically comfortable sitting here. The sitting position is just amazing. It's very commanding position. You see a lot. The amount of glass, amount of light you have here is just phenomenal. So this is very comfortable vehicle. So let's take it for a quick drive, but before we do, let's take a look at the seats. So first of all, I'm missing here extended thigh support, which is available for the second row passengers, but is not available here. And you have a lot of nooks and crannies available. So you have the bottle holders there in the door pockets, additional nooks and crannies available here, some small cubbies. Then you have this shelf. Then you have a lot of cup holders. Then you can put something there, put something there. And then additional pockets in the door for the rear passenger. And now the question is, how much is it? So Toyota Sienna 2025 starts from around $48,000-$50,000. The fully equipped Sienna comes at $61,890 before taxes, obviously, and it's only missing one option, which would be all-wheel drive if you live somewhere in Michigan, Minnesota, or other northern states in the US. So from the exterior standpoint, I think it's to everyone's personal preference how this vehicle looks, but to me personally it looks good. It's not an SUV, it's not a sports car, so that we can discuss how it looks, but I think it looks great. It's very streamlined design, and it's a classic minivan design. So $62,000 for this fully equipped Toyota Sienna 2025. And I forgot about one interesting feature. So there is one feature that I think you will love. First of all, it's a millimeter wrench rear seat reminder detector. So how it works, for example, you have just locked your car, you enable the alarm, so the car is locked, but you forgot your pet or you forgot your child. Hopefully not, but if you do, or if someone does, for example, forget a child, then there is a special sensor mounted to the ceiling. So it will scan the whole cabin if there is a movement or someone is breathing. So it can catch even if someone is breathing but still being standstill. For example, it's a baby, it's a newborn, or it's a pet who is sleeping, for example. The sensor will be able to detect that and send the notification to your phone using the Toyota connected services or as an SMS message, from what I remember. I might be wrong here, but in terms of app notifications, it's definitely available. So do not forget anything in your car, but if you do, then there is this special complicated and very enhanced rear seat reminder system available for you. I think now it's time to take it for a quick drive and then we'll sum it up. Now it's time to take this 2025 Toyota Sienna for a quick spin. So first few hundred feet here, and I feel that it is extremely quiet. The transmission, or I should say the absence of regular conventional transmission, is just phenomenal. This is the lane yacht for your family. Even though the specific model, which is 2025 Sienna Platinum, comes standard with captain chairs in the back in the second row, still just tons of space, great ergonomics, a lot of nooks and crannies for your phone, for other minor and major items. Because of the limited, you have heads-up display, you have black ceiling, ventilated heated seats, heads-up display, memory seats, power folding mirrors. Such a great vehicle. I would probably prefer Sienna over an SUV because, I mean, in this class, no SUV can provide such a great configuration opportunities in terms of cargo space, in terms of passenger space. And because it's a hybrid, and it's only hybrid, 3.5 natural aspirated is no longer available. For the past few years, the hybrid powertrain has been the only available powertrain. The only configuration you may have is all-wheel drive, would be optional. Other than that, it's always front-wheel drive. Here in Florida, obviously, there is no sense, and there's no reason to buy all-wheel drive unless you would like to have a lot of road trips, so you can go to Colorado and in northern states. Of course, it makes sense, but aside from that, front-wheel drive will do it everywhere. Comfort position is just great. The only minor, extremely minor complaint, because the rear seats, they feature this ottoman, your leg support, extremely extended leg support. Unfortunately, I don't have it here for the front passenger seats. So I wish I had its extendable under thigh support. That would be extremely great. Other than that, it is quiet because there is no regular conventional transmission. The power delivery, the acceleration, everything is extremely smooth. This is the 4th gen hybrid, delivering 250 horsepower. You see it's quiet. We're currently driving in EV mode. So in EV mode, depending on conditions, depending on speed, you cannot manage that. Of course, you cannot control that. But basically, if you're not exceeding the eco gauge, the eco section of your gauge cluster, then you're good to go in EV mode, which is really nice because it's super quiet. The only moment that you hear this engine, the noise, the whiny noise, and it kind of sounds like a droning CVT noise, but in fact it's not a CVT. There is no CVT at all. Even though Toyota calls it eCVT, electronic CVT, still it's just a planetary gear set. And the way it delivers power, the way it accelerates, the way it stops is extremely smooth and quiet. Very bad road imperfections. It just glides over them. It smootheth everything out. You don't feel these road imperfections, especially because of the longer wheelbase. I mean, this is where this vehicle shines, regardless of the road conditions. But obviously, if you live somewhere where you have a lot of potholes everywhere, definitely it will be more noisy in the cabin. But here in Florida, for example, we have quite good roads, I would say. I cannot complain about that. So this is where just extremely quiet. And the beauty of hybrid powertrain is, yes, you have to accelerate up until like 40-45 miles per hour, and then you're just cruising using EV mode only, which is really nice. It's quiet, it's refined, there's no jerkiness associated with the regular conventional transmission. Just take a listen how quiet is it. So this droning noise only comes during acceleration, during initial acceleration. Other than that, you do not hear, you will not hear it. And the same is true for the highway driving. As soon as you reach like 70, 65, 70, 75 miles per hour, you won't hear this droning noise because it only exists during acceleration. This is where probably a misconception exists about hybrids. And the way that Toyota markets the eCVT, a lot of people, they probably confuse it with a regular CVT with belts or chains and pulleys. It has nothing to do again with that. I recently tested Mazda CX-50 hybrid 2025, and that vehicle is extremely quiet, extremely smooth, and I mean, compared to gas-powered, much more linear acceleration, much more, you can forecast how the vehicle will behave in different conditions because how linear the braking performance, how linear the acceleration performance. All right, let's do a slight acceleration here. Yeah, very nice. Without any efforts, it delivers power smoothly and quickly. So the road here, the asphalt here is really old. It is high grain asphalt, some potholes, but regardless of that, how quiet it is, it just smootheth everything out, just smootheth this out. Yeah, very nice. It's just a lanyard, It goes over all these bumps and imperfections like there is none of them. And the turning radius is just exceptionally small for the vehicle like this, for a full-fledged family minivan. It is very nimble, it's very agile, and the way that it drives without any efforts, this is what you buy it for. Because just imagine you have a child who is sleeping there, and considering how quiet it is, considering how smooth and how softly sprung the suspension is, this is why people buy these vehicles. And fuel economy. And I really like the gauge cluster. It's fully digital gauge cluster, so the vehicle has been updated for 2025 in terms of cabin space and multimedia infotainment system. And the gauge cluster, the fully digital gauge cluster, actually looks much better than in similar Lexus vehicles. I don't know why Lexus RX and NX, they have this cropped out infotainment system, really smaller screens. It's time to sum this video up. First of all, I'm really glad that I have test driven this vehicle. Like, coming from a few crossovers and SUVs, I completely understand that no other crossover or SUV can actually replace a full-fledged minivan in terms of how configurable this cabin is, how cavernous the cargo space and trunk space, and how many people you can haul there, and how many different positions you can adjust the seats to, and this ottoman support. Of course, you can choose XSE or XLE, for example, with the bench seat, so you don't have to worry about less seating capacity. But if you're looking for the top trim, which would be Platinum, this is the way to go if you're looking for the top trim and top dock in the lineup of Toyota Sienna. You have all the bells and whistles, but aside from all these options and creature comforts and all of that, still each Toyota Sienna of 2025 will have this specifically designed and developed this rear seat reminder, which works extremely well. Toyota, as I know, they had been doing the testing for this system for a few years in order to make sure that it's working properly. And regardless of options, whether you have 360 camera or heads-up display or ventilated seats, for example, you will have extremely nice comfort. The riding comfort, the riding quality will be even better if you go with XLE or LE, for example, with meaty tires, with more meaty tires, for example, compared to 20-inch alloys available here. So regardless of the full digital gauge cluster, if it's a larger or smaller screen, you will have the comfort, the quiet ride, the comfort, very softly sprung suspension, quiet cabin, and enormous space available for hauling people, hauling goods, everything. So I think this is number one in this class. Toyota Sienna, I would highly recommend buy it one. And any SUV, none of the SUVs will ever replace a full-fledged minivan. So I think, again, thank you for watching, guys. If you're looking to buy this vehicle or any other Toyota vehicles, it's available here at Courtesy Toyota in Brandon, Florida. Please help me support this channel. Please click the like button. Please subscribe to this channel. More reviews and more test drives are coming. Thank you for watching. See you next time.